Dear students, so far we have studied in previous 4 lectures of my lecture series on digital electronics why we opt for digital domain for signal representation and processing, and what is the way to represent things, means signals, in digital domain, and the very popular form of representing the things in digital domain is using binary number. So we studied a detail about different number systems, including binary number itself and their interconversion process, means how one can convert a given number in binary to its equivalent decimal or its equivalent hex or octal, or if a number is given in decimal number, then how we can convert it into equivalent binary, hex or any other desired base. In fact, we studied how can we convert a number of arbitrary base to a number of any other given arbitrary base. So far we have studied how we can write down counting in different number systems. What is the way to write higher and higher number in a number system? This is our 5th lecture of this series. So in this lecture I have planned to describe you about binary arithmetic, means how can we perform binary addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. And once you learn how can we perform these basic arithmetic operation, then you can very easily design arithmetic circuit for it, which is the basic building block of any microprocessor unit. In addition to this, I'll also explain the octal addition, octal subtraction process, hex addition, hex subtraction. Dear students, I welcome you all in the 5th lecture of the lecture series on digital electronics. In this lecture, I'll explain you what is binary arithmetic, means binary addition, binary subtraction, binary multiplication and binary division. So far we have studied the interconversion between different number systems, and we have studied how to write the counting in a particular number system. So while dealing with binary arithmetic, we are interested to learn how to add 2 binary bits at a time and what will be the result. So just to start with, we write a number line in binary system. So just to write the number line, the very first number is 0, then 1, and naturally 1 0, 1 1, 1 0 0, 1 0 1 and so on. So with the help of this number line, we will write down the table of binary addition. So suppose if we add 0 with 0, we can insert 0 before these. Adding 0 with 0 means starting from this 0 point and ending at this 0 point. So naturally we will reach for a sum value which is 0 and for a carry value which is 0. If we add, for example, 1 with 0, This means that on number line it is equivalent to moving one step at the right hand side. Starting from 0, we will move one step at right hand side and we will reach up to this point. This means 0, 1. This tells us that the result sum is 1 and carry is 0. If we wish to add 0 with 1, means we are already at this position with this one and we are just adding 0, means starting our journey from here and ending our journey here itself, means the result is 0 and 1, means the sum is 1 and carry is 0. But suppose if we wish to add 1 and 1, then we are at the 1 and we are moving just one step at the right hand side on this number line and we are reaching at this position, means 1 and 0. In this situation the sum is 0 but the carry is 1. So keeping this thing in our mind, we can add any two binary digits, that those digits may be in the form of nibble, maybe in the form of byte, maybe in the form of word, double word, or anything higher. So let us add a binary number. Suppose we have this binary, this is equivalent to 13 in decimal and this binary which is equivalent to 11 in decimal. So just we do the process by with the help of this table. 1 added with 1, sum result is 0 but carry generates and it propagates for the next bit. So now here 1 which was the carry, or you can say that 0 added with 1, result is 0 1, and in that 0 1 if you add 1, means once again the situation like this, 1 added with 1, result is sum is 0 and carry is 1, which propagates to the next digit. Then 1 added with 1, result is sum result is 0 and carry is generated, and the whole thing 1 0 is added with 0, the sum result is 0 and carry is available for the next digit. Here 1 added with 1, result is 1 0, and if we are at the position of 1 0 and we have to further add 1, this means this will result into a sum of 1 and a carry of 1. So this is the situation. So these are the final sum bits and this is the carry out bit of the addition. So you can simply observe that what is the final result if you convert it into the decimal equivalent. What you observe that this is 16 plus 8, because this bit is having weight 1, 2, 4, 8 and then 16 and plus 8 it is 24, and if you add this way also you get the same result 24. So this way you can perform the operation of addition using binary numbers. Now the operation of subtraction using binary number. So just to do this process, first we will form the subtraction table. To carry out this process, we will first form the subtraction table for binary numbers. Zero when subtracted from 0, the result is 0. 1 when subtracted from 0, the result is 1, and borrow 1 from the next column. From the next column. When 0 is subtracted from 1, the result is 1 and no need of borrow, and 1 if subtracted from 1, the result is 0 and no need of borrow. So in fact, borrowing a 1 from the column is equivalent to subtracting 1 from that column. Let us understand it by using an example. So just for the sake of example, 1 1 1 0 1, and let us subtract 1 0 0 1 1 from this number. If we look at from this table, the very first column 1 is subtracted from 1, result is 0, no need of borrow. But in this column, if you observe that 1 has to be subtracted from 0, so it needs a borrow from the next column, means from this column it is gaining a borrow, and this way it becomes 1 0, and just by giving that amount it reduces to 0. This column reduces to 0. So this is now 1 0, and 1 subtracted from 1 0 means, if you look the situation on the number line, this is 0 1 1 0 and 1 1. So you are at 1 0 and you are subtracting 1 from 1 0, so you are moving in the left hand direction by one step, so you will reach over 1. So naturally you are having 1 and it becomes 0 after donating this borrow, and 0 subtracted from 0 becomes 0, and 0 subtracted from 1 results to 1 and this 0. So this way, this is the final result. Now let us take another example too, because subtraction is quite complicated in binary. Not that complicated, but we are not used to do subtraction in binary or any other number system except decimal. That's why prima facie it seems difficult. But if we follow the rules, nothing is difficult. So let us perform this subtraction. In this subtraction, the very first column needs a borrow from the next position, but as you are looking that there is nothing available at this position, or it may donate a borrow to this, and this way this becomes 1 0, and 1 subtracted from 1 0 it becomes 1, okay, and it further needs a borrow to perform subtraction, and this digit needs a borrow to perform subtraction. And this way, if this is able to donate, say it will donate to this bit, it will become 1 0, and this after donating to this will become 1 0, okay, but after donating 1 it will become 1, and after donating 1 to this will also become 1, and after donating 1 to this will become 1. So 1 subtracted from 1, it becomes 0. 0 subtracted from 1, it becomes 1, and 0 subtracted from 1, it becomes 1. I hope you might have got what I am saying, that borrow propagates from the available column to the next lower columns. So this way you obtain the result 1 1 0 1. Just to perform another example to make things clear, more clear, 0 0 1 triple 1 and then 0 0 1, and we have to subtract, say 1 0 1 1 from this, just to make the clear the flow of borrow. This first column, it doesn't need any borrow, but this column needs a borrow. It will borrow from the next column and it will become 1 0, and 1 subtracted from 1 0 is 1, okay. It will borrow from here, it became 1 0, but it contributed 1 from its 1 0 to this column, therefore finally it became 1, and 1 0 subtracted from 1 is 1, and by contributing its 1 it became 0, okay, but this will borrow from its next column and it will become 1 0, and 1 subtracted from 1 0 will result into 1, and this in effect it will be 0. So 0 subtracted from 0 is 0, and this 0 subtracted from 1 is 1. So this is the final result, and this way you can perform the binary subtraction of any given number. Now I will describe binary multiplication process. Binary multiplication process. You see, if we have, say, 2 nibbles given in binary, say A0, A1, A2 and A3 is a nibble which has to be multiplied by another binary nibble B0, B1, B2, B3. And what is the flow, what is the way to multiply? We simply get the ANDing of B0 by A0 and put the result, ANDed result over here. Then we AND B0 with A1 and put the result over here. Then we AND B0 with A2 and put the result over here, and B0 A3 and put the result over here. Similarly, B1 A0, B1 A1, B1 A2 and B1 A3, and B2 A0, B2 A1, B2 A2 and B2 A3, and finally B3 A0, B3 A1, B3 A2 and B3 A3. 1 2 3 4. This is B3 A3 position. So finally we add all these content to obtain the final product. So these things are added to obtain the final product. So this is the way to multiply any given binary number. So just for an example, let us do this multiplication process. Suppose if we wish to multiply 1101 with 1011, so if you get 1 at the multiplier bit, you simply make a copy of this multiplicand bit and you write down this multiplicand like this, and here also if you get a 1, you just make a copy of multiplicand and start writing this multiplicand, or shift simply multiplicand by 1 bit position and write it down like this. Here it is 0, then in this situation you have to put 4 zeros. Here it is 1, then simply by shifting 1 bit position you can make a copy of this multiplicand itself. So if you add the partial products, it is 1, it is 1, it is 1 1 1 means 1, and a carry is generated over here. So this carry goes over here. So 1 1 is 1 0, a carry is here, and 1 1 means 0, and a carry means 1 1 is 0 and 1. So this is your final result obtained by the process of multiplication. Similarly, you can also do exercise for division. Suppose if I, just for an example purpose, if I do one division for you, suppose 1001001 has to be divided by 1011. Then what is the way to perform this division? If we take say 4-bit packet, we can simply say that this bit pattern is lower than this bit pattern, so we have to take another bit pattern, and simply this division will be performed 1 times. So 1011 has to be subtracted from this, and naturally if you perform the subtraction it will be 1 and this is 0, okay, and this will take, so this will become 1, this is 1, and this is 0. Well, these are the 3 ones that we can obtain from here, and 0 is copied over here. So once again we can make a division of 1 time. So 1 0 1 1, and if we perform the subtraction, then it will be 1 1. We can obtain 1 and 1, and this is 0 0, okay, and if we put this 0 over here, this will not help, so just by putting a 0 we can make the copy of this 1 over here. So if you do this kind of action, you will get a remainder 1 0. So you have this much as quotient and this much as a remainder. So this way you can perform the division, task of division in binary number system very easily. Now let us discuss the process of addition in hexadecimal number system. and process of subtraction also in hexadecimal number system, and the same process in octal number system. So hexadecimal number system, as you can see, that if we write the number line hex addition, the problem which has to be resolved is hex addition. So if we write down the number line in hex, it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F, then 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 7, 1, 8, 1, 9, and if you propagate this way, 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E, 1F, and then 20. This is the number line of hexadecimal numbers. So how can we perform this hexadecimal addition? Just for the example purpose, let us take this example, that if 58 in hex has to be added with, say, 22 in hex, what is the way? You take this first column and you are at the position of 8. You have to move 2 steps at the right hand side. You will reach on A with no carry, and just for the second column you are at the 5 and you have to move 2 steps at the right hand side. So 7 A in hex is the answer. But problem becomes quite complicated if you move further and take higher and higher numbers. Suppose we are taking the addition of DF, AC has to be added with DF. So F, take the problem of addition of first column, F means we are here at this position, and C, we have to add C. C means we have to move 12 steps at the right hand side. So starting from F, if we move 12 steps, you simply count this thing, that where will you reach. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you will reach on 1B. So the sum is B and carry 1 flows for the next position. And D, we are going to add, we are at the position of D and we are willing to add A in it, means we have to move 10 steps at the right hand side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We are at the 17 and we have to add 1 carry into it. This means we will reach up to 18. So 18B is the final answer for this hexadecimal addition. So this way you can perform the complicated hexadecimal additions, and hexadecimal subtraction also. You can perform hexadecimal subtractions also. Just for the example purpose, if I write some subtraction problem, suppose 1 or 2 subtraction problems I am doing. Suppose the same AC, if it has to be subtracted from DA, how can you perform? You can simply break down this problem into your decimal equivalent also, and then you can think of what will happen. F is equivalent to 15 and C is equivalent to your 12. So 15 minus 12, it will result into 3. So 3 is the answer. Okay, or you move just 12 steps at the right hand side starting from F. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 and 12. So you will reach on this 3, and if you have to subtract, say, A from D, so D is equivalent to 13 and A is equivalent to 10. So 10 has to be subtracted from 13, result is 3. So 13 minus 10 is 3. So 3 in hex is the result. So this way you can perform the subtraction in hexadecimal number system. Now similarly you can perform the addition and subtraction in octal number also. Simply the hexadecimal number and octal number are the compact form of representation of binary number in machine language programming. Writing the binary pattern or entering the binary pattern directly in the machine by human being can cause many errors, but if we use hexadecimal or octal representation, whereas this octal representation is used less frequently and hexadecimal representation is used frequently, so this gives us the comfort of representation for binary number. So now let us perform some addition and subtraction problem of octal numbers. We can write down the number line of octal number like this: 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, then 1 0 1 1 1 2 1 3 1 4 1 5 1 6 1 7 and 2 0 and so on. Suppose if we wish to add, say, 6 5 in octal with, say, 4 7 in octal. So naturally this problem says that we are at the position of 5. We have to move 7 steps at the right hand side. We will be at 14, means 4 the sum and 1 the carry. So the second column says that we have to add 4 into 6. We will reach up to 12 and 1 carry to this means 13. So this is the final added result in hexadecimal number system. Suppose if you have to perform, say, the same subtraction, 47 has to be subtracted from 65 and the problem has to be performed in octal number system, and naturally it needs a borrow from this position, and by giving a borrow it simply gives this 1 0. This means it becomes 15 of this number system. So just getting 7 off from this 15, we have to move 7 steps at the left and 7. So this way we reach to 6 and this in turn it will become 5. So 1 less 4 less from 5 is 1. So 16 is the 16 in octal is answer. So this way you can perform any octal subtraction in octal number system. So I am just finishing this lecture over here, and in next lecture I will describe what is BCD number and what are the signed representation of number or complement arithmetic. This means 1's complement, 2's complement, 9's complement, 15's complement for hex number system, 16's complement, and for octal number system 7's complement and 8's complement. So this complementing arithmetic and BCD number will be discussed in. Students, we have learned how can we add two given numbers to binary numbers, maybe two binary nibbles, maybe two binary bytes, using adder unit, and how can we perform binary subtraction using borrowing process. And as you can very easily observe that implementation of subtraction using borrowing process using digital hardware is not that easier. We also learned how can we implement multiplier using binary number system, and it is apparent that implementation of multiplier is quite easier. One can very easily realize a 4-bit multiplier in laboratory using AND gates and adders. So you can perform experimental task based on it. But just to remove the difficulty of subtraction process using borrowing technique, we opted for another technique to obtain subtraction result, and that is known as complementation method. Using r's and r minus 1's complement, we can implement subtraction process through the addition arithmetic. So these things will be covered in next lecture. So thanks for viewing this lecture.